Welcome back to See Ya.
See ya!
Anthony for three. Bang! That one goes down, and the game is tied.
I'm William Rosen.
I'm Jon Burke.
Deep to right field. There it goes! See ya!
Every New York sport, every minute. New episodes every Thursday.
Welcome back to See Ya, a New York sports podcast. Taken from the legendary Michael K. phrase, there it goes, see ya. I'm William Rosen.
And I'm Jon Burke.
And John, we're a little more professional today, a little more studious. Headphones, mics.
Yep, the real deal.
The real deal. Maybe you had an idea before. Well,
Yeah, maybe some stands. You can put the mics like right here.
for the new year, or you bring them a little close to your face next year. Maybe we
like some real headphones, like some gamer headphones.
we try something nice next time.
Yeah.
But these mics sound good. We have a mixer behind
Yeah,
us.
that sound good.
And we're looking forward to talking today. Today's going to be a episode centered around John's favorite topic to talk about is
This is not
why the Knicks are so bad.
Yes, why they're so bad. Well, wait. You don't think they're so bad?
Well, I think they're not good, but I don't think they're of that level that they are horrid.
I think it's more likely we get the number one pick than win 2 games in the playoffs.
He's been saying that now a lot, that they're more likely to get the number one pick. I don't understand that stat.
Well, William, you have to understand, look at the numbers. We're not good. We're really bad. We're not beating teams we should. And we're horrid at our place of residence, the world's most
Madison
famous arena.
Which we will be attending tonight, John.
Yes, we will be there tonight.
We'll be going to the Ranger game against the Golden Knights.
No Panarin, but Georgiev will start.
Igor is playing,
No, not Igor. Georgiev, Alexander.
Georgiev.
But they're both from Russia, so it's practically the same thing.
but no Panarin.
No Panarin. He's from Russia, but we'll be missing him probably.
So this is our second game of the year, me and you, John, attending a Ranger game. I'm excited for it. But the Knicks at the Garden have not looked well.
No, they've been horrible. They've been very bad. But earlier in the year, they were very good on the road. Now, not so much.
But at the beginning of the year, we started 5-1.
Yeah, that was high, man.
And you did call it. I'm not going to say you didn't. You called it.
I said after the first game, that was a really bad win because we played horrible defense. We let Jaylen Brown score, 46 points. Like, Evan Fournier was never
That Celtic game was
the high point of
the
the
high
year.
point of the year.
Yeah, it's so sad. But
That doesn't it feel like so long ago?
yeah,
though?
it does. I was like, Evan Fournier's never going to have that good of a game. Like, not Julius. I thought Julius could do that every game. But, I mean, everyone really played well. I mean, Kemba had 19 points or something. Now he's, relegated to the bench, folks.
Not even the bench, folks. The deep bench. Not even
The Theo Pinson role.
the Theo Pinson role. I mean, who's in front of who's in the depth chart?
He's going to have to play tomorrow. Do we play tomorrow?
We play tomorrow. We play the Celtics at 7:30 in TD.
Oh, wow. They have COVID issues.
We have let's talk about that. We have crazy COVID issues, man. On
It's
the
not as
COVID,
bad as some other teams.
but on the COVID list for us now, we have R.J. Barrett, Obi Toppin. We have now we have Quickly
They should be coming back soon. I don't know if the rules are the
and
same.
Quentin Grimes. Go ahead.
I don't know if the rules are the same for the NFL and NBA, but not the new rules, but the old rules. Like if you have 2 negative tests in 48 hours, whenever you can come back in the NFL. I don't know if that's the same in the NBA, but Obi and RJ should be back soon.
Well, you were saying maybe you want to touch about it. You were saying maybe 3-4 weeks ago when LeBron that you didn't like that.
No, but he should never gone on the list. How do you go on the list for an inclusive test or the NBA?
It doesn't
You get another test.
It doesn't make sense because I don't know. Do you remember? Well, this is taking it back a year, but do you remember when Rose last year was on for 3-4 weeks?
For a long time. No, he didn't have COVID for that long. He was rebuilding himself back up. He had COVID. I mean, I don't even know how long.
But he did have a serious case, I think.
Yeah, I don't know, but I remember it was 2 weeks of the COVID itself, but
And then 2 weeks of rehab.
Yeah, rehab. Yeah.
And since then, we've not seen another player go through that time period of rehabilitation.
No, because vaccines have really come in. When was that?
That was May or March of last year.
Well, he should have had it by then.
Well,
Yeah.
they mandated it for this year.
No, they don't. Oh, well, in New
In the
York
league.
City.
No, for the league.
Not mandated in the league.
No, I mean for the city. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I said. New York City. Yeah, it's mandated.
So Knicks have COVID issues. They'll be facing Boston tomorrow. But go ahead.
I wasn't aware IQ said he showers with his mask on until today.
And then that's kind of like what happened with Gobert.
And then he got it.
But they have not been phenomenal. Let's start off. I'll give you a little bit of time to talk about Julius Randle and just overall what you think his regression has been from last year.
Well, to be honest, I don't even think that's the biggest issue, but I'll touch on it. Although he's played well of late, he's the effort. Everything really connects with him. So I'll start with the biggest problem. The biggest problem is the effort. There's not as much effort as last year. Last year, we were a bunch of junkyard dogs. We're not junkyard dogs anymore.
What are we now?
We're little
poodles?
Sissy cats.
Poodles?
No, cats.
Sissy cats?
Sissy cats.
All right.
That's what the basketball coach said once. But we're not junkyard dogs anymore. We need that mentality back. Last year, they were comparing us to the 90s Knicks, rough and tough. We're not like that anymore. We're like the mellow Knicks who are soft.
But they still made the playoffs.
Yeah, but they were soft,
Mm-hmm.
and they couldn't take anybody. I want to get into a fight. I want to see what would happen.
You want to get into a fight?
Yeah, I want the Knicks to get into a fight. I want to see what would happen.
Oh, I thought you
No,
wanted to get into a fight.
I don't want to get into a fight because cooler heads prevail. But I just think Julius isn't playing as hard since he got that contract and he's safe. Although he doesn't seem like that type of guy, though, to be honest, who gets controlled by a
I
contract.
touched upon this the other day. Two things. First, Julius, and while I still like him a lot, he doesn't seem like he has some sort of issue where he always is angry.
He looks, he also looks like lethargic.
The what?
He looks very nonchalant all the time.
Nonchalant. He doesn't, even in the game when it's a crunch time minute and he's not a clutch player, there's something about him. He looks like he's just
Remember
rumbling.
that clutch shot he made in preseason against the Wizards?
Uh-huh.
And we thought, weren't you there?
Yeah.
And we thought this year was going to be
New
different.
New season, I yelled. Said, new Julius. I remember, I yelled it. And the other thing that Julius does is he'll drive, right? And he'll jump, either look for the shot real quick and then pass it right back out during the jump.
Yeah, I'm be honest, I haven't watched as much of the Knicks as you have this year. Because their schedule is conflicted with the Rangers quite a bit. And the
You're more
Rangers are
entailed.
quite good this year, unlike the Knicks. So I'll watch the Rangers over the Knicks. But I have noticed that he goes to the basket and jumps.
He'll go like this.
And, it's so bad for people he passes to.
And he
'cause it
always
puts them in a horrible
ISOs.
situation.
He acts as their point guard sometimes. When he brings the ball up, he'll go from the 3-point line. He'll do like a shimmy. He'll go drive to the free throw line, jump, either shoot it or jump and pass it back out.
Well,
to
he's practically the point guard.
Well, right now maybe.
Yeah, last year is what he was, point forward. Look, it all as a politician in our current day says, the buck stops with him. It should stop with him. He is the leader of this team.
Mm-hmm.
The effort starts with him. Everyone follows his lead. Although now, currently, you can't really judge it. This team is basically the Westchester, Connecticut Knicks.
I like that, the Westchester, Connecticut Knicks.
Yeah, because now they play in Connecticut, but their name says Westchester. It's okay.
Do you think, this is kind of another segment we'll talk about later, but a little sneak peek. Do you think that the team as it is should remain until the trade deadline, or what strings would you pull?
I saw this interesting concept on Twitter saying if we really aren't that good, we're 5 or 10 games under at trade deadline, just look to move Alec Burks because he's a great player. On a championship team,
but that's one
teams
person
would love him.
Yeah, teams would love him, but
Get a
that's
first-round pick
one
for him.
person I wouldn't on that deal. $10 million for that type of performance, I wouldn't do that. I would get rid of Nerlens.
No, that's an untradeable contract.
That's $11 million.
I just honestly, I remember. And I don't remember. What am I talking about? But what I was saying, so we were talking with some friends, and we were talking about Brogdon or Sabonis, and I was like, I don't want to trade for a star. I want to draft. I want to build this team the right way. This new regime has shown that they can draft. Every person they've drafted has turned out well.
I think we start with Toppin.
IQ. Then second round picks don't really matter.
Jericho.
I'm just saying, if they work, great. If they don't, they're not expected to work.
And speaking of draft picks, we've seen now on COVID, but Quentin Grimes and his limited time action, but now more prevalent playing.
How high was I on him?
You were incredibly. You loved him. But originally we thought he was just going to be out there for his defense. Or no, him and McBride, we both thought were just defense
let me
phenomenal.
go back into it. Grimes looked really good. McBride has looked really good. That's a second-round pick. Any second-round pick that can contribute at all is a major win.
And what happened with Jericho? He was getting minutes early. And and he was having good minutes.
Yeah, he was okay. Is he like active, or is he with COVID?
I don't really know. I just know that he's probably talking and reading some books.
Yeah, but remember Miles Powell? He gave us some good publicity.
He's still in
a
the G
regional
League.
hero.
Isn't he still
he's
in
not
our G
on our G League team.
No?
No. I've looked at our box scores. He's not.
Speaking of our G League team, though, Lukas Samanek. Oh,
Yeah.
man. He's like the G League player of the year.
He might have COVID. Did I see that?
Really? Number 99.
I think I may have saw that.
We just have a weird team right now, man.
Yeah, it's not very good. I'm not very confident. I got clowned by people earlier in the year saying our
You
defense
did. I
was trash.
clowned you.
And now look at you now. Who would have thought? Look at us now.
Yeah. Myself and more of our friends really didn't see. Did I have a water here? Oh, well. I'm okay.
Okay, good.
There was not a lot of people saying that the Knicks were going to be this not good. I'm not saying they're awful because there is a misconception. And I talked with you yesterday about this exact thing. Okay.
Oh, I was literally just going to bring this up that
I'll
we
bring
should
it up.
talk about this.
So, for me, I've been a Knicks fan for what? 13 years now? Besides the 2012-13 and besides last year, we have been trash, and I'll admit that. So, compared statistically and the way that we're playing, we are not bad compared. Compared to last year, we're even better. You know, we start off a... Stop. Stop.
Well, you just said you know. You were directing the question at me.
I know. Compared to last year, we're statistically record-wise better. But we just don't have that same feeling, right? Compared to other years, John, we are good. Am I wrong?
No, you're right, but I never said that.
You're saying that this year's a disappointment.
I'm saying that morally, it's much worse. Like, you feel much more disappointed in this team than you did about the other teams. Because as Zendaya said in the Spider-Man movie, if you expect disappointment, you cannot get disappointed. So
That's a quote. That was at 14 minutes or so in this episode.
okay, so you know what? Did you expect disappointment those years?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so you couldn't have been disappointed. Did you expect disappointment this year? You expected playoff and maybe championship aspirations.
I agree. You make a good point.
And you know what? We absolutely suck. We're horrible.
That's not true, though. There's no truth to that. We're not. We're not great right now.
We're the 12th seed in the East,
Yeah, but
man.
that doesn't make us the worst team. You understand?
We're not.
that?
But, William, you have to look at it as in expectations. We were horrible. We're really bad compared to expectations.
It's just because we don't have that player that we thought we would have in
Okay, do you
Julius.
know what? Do you know who makes good graphs about this? Kirk Goldberry. You know Kirk Goldberry?
Twitter?
Maybe. He's also on Instagram. He works for ESPN. He'll have a chart one day of expected wins and like expected winning percentage. You usually, we're usually on par of what we're supposed to be. We're really under it this year. We're usually supposed to be horrible, and we usually are horrible. But this year we were supposed to be good.
Like
Great.
3 seed good.
Yeah, well, I never thought that was going to happen. But
people did.
yeah, I never thought. I mean, even before the year, I was like, there's no way we're going to be as good. I thought we were going to be worse this year. Not as a team, but as comparison to other teams.
The way we get better, though, possibly, is through trade. And when we're going to talk about trade, when we get back from the sponsor of this episode, Anchor. We'll be right back. We're back. Thank you, Anchor, for sponsoring this episode. They really help us deliver and create all these podcasts. But before we went to break, I said that trades would be the only way we get better, besides, rebounding from the COVID injuries, rebounding from, standard injuries of Rose and whoever does get injuries. But trades. I'm going to give you some trade scenarios, and you're going to say yes or no, and then you can give me some trade scenarios, okay? We'll go one-on-one.
Okay.
All right. This is one that I've been talking about. You shot it down the other day, but let's see if you can reconsider.
Okay, wait, before we do this, I want the listeners to know I was completely caught off guard by this proposal that we're going to do this segment. So if my trade proposals are trash and not well thought through, you'll know why.
Okay. So this is what I think. Ready? Since the Pacers, there's been reports Miles Turner wants out.
I saw the Sabonis wants out. I didn't see
Sabonis. Excuse me, you're right. But Miles Turner also could be in trade talks.
Okay.
I personally would love to get Miles Turner, and he's someone. He's someone that I've loved. You know, I have funny stories with him.
I like Miles Turner. I'd like him.
I think he would fit well on our team.
I agree.
But to get him, I think we have to get rid of Mitchell Robinson.
Oh, yes.
And I want to get rid of Mitchell Robinson.
Agreed.
I like Mitch, but I'm not paying him that money.
And also, he's a distraction.
Tell the folks what he does.
This has been a trend over the last 3 games.
3 games.
So he posts on his Instagram story his plus and minus,
and he's like, I played well today.
No. One game he was like a +6, and I'm just like I'm just out there making blocking shots and running for cardio. And then the next game he was like a -4, and he was like, I gotta be better, guys. I mean, I'm in my truck, and I gotta be better.
And then did you see he reposted? What was that?
Next thing,
yeah,
he was like, give effort or get out.
No. He reposted Allen Houston's mother's birthday thing.
Yeah.
What? What is that?
He's so funny.
So I'd have to get rid of Mitch. I trade Mitch. I trade Grimes, and a first round pick. No, you have to have. What did I say? Mitch, Grimes, and what did I say yesterday? Mitch, Grimes, a first and a second for Turner.
As soon as you put Grimes in conversation, I hang up the phone.
You're keeping Grimes?
Yeah.
No matter what?
You'd have to put in Duarte.
Duarte and Grimes are
practically
the same.
I mean Duarte's a little bit better, but I'm not giving up Grimes. I don't think Turner's that good.
What would you take? What would we have to give up for Turner in your eyes then?
Mitch, I'm not giving up more than 1 first. I personally don't think a center makes that big of a deal. We just need rim protectors.
But he can shoot.
Okay, I don't.
When was the last time we had a shooting 5?
Robin Lopez,
actually.
Bobby Portis.
No, he was like a 4.5.
I know. I don't look. I mean, Nerlens Noel said he was working on it, but it doesn't matter to me. That's not what I think. That's not what our defense is even about. We just not like Miles Turner isn't a great shot blocker. He is, but it's just more than what we need. It's sort of like in baseball, like a catcher is anything more than a good defensive catcher is a plus.
So do you think if we were to get Sabonis,
I just really don't want to trade for Miles Turner.
How about Sabonis?
I don't want to trade for him either because he's the same player.
But you do want to trade for Brogdon. You said that yesterday at dinner.
Yes.
You said that he would make a substantial. And why do you think that?
Because he's a point guard and we don't have a point guard, and he can shoot.
And he's like a
levels.
subpar star of a point guard. He's really good.
It's not even like
he's really good.
He's a above average player. He's very consistent. He's not.
He averaged 23 last year.
I know he's a very consistent. I wouldn't give up a first round pick for him, but it's a definite. I definitely give you Burks. I actually wouldn't be shocked that they did that deal 1-for-1 if we
Burks for Brogdon.
If we gave them
and a second.
Yeah, a second. I wouldn't be shocked that they did that because Burks.
You would do
more,
that.
I would definitely do that. Because Brogdon's so much better than him, and he's so much more consistent. I'd pay him. I would pay him.
You'd pay
He's
him?
a championship point guard.
Okay, but you're paying too. What are we doing with Fournier? We haven't even talked about it.
Okay, we can't do anything. I don't know why all these people are talking about trading him. We can't.
He's
trade
an
him.
untradeable player.
He's untradeable.
Like Noel.
At least sort of like Noel, but Noel.
Even worse, I say.
But because Noel has a place on a team. Noel, if they needed a shot blocker, you can't. Shot blockers travel. 3-pointers don't travel. He's very inconsistent.
He's not.
After
the first game, what did you say?
I said he's never gonna have this good of a game ever.
And you've been right.
Yeah, it was just totally unrealistic. He'd hit 6 of 12 threes. Oh, bless you, William.
Thank you. People are forgetting though. Besides the COVID, RJ has been inconsistent too, but he's
very
also
inconsistent.
In the games that he's been good, he's looked really good.
In the games he's been good, Julius has been horrible, and I said that at the end of last year. There's no way RJ will achieve his full potential with Julius on the team. Julius locks up the ball.
Player of the season, I'd say right now, Burks and Toppin.
I would definitely say it's Burks, team MVP.
Toppin has looked really good.
Yeah, he's been good, but we were talking about support season. He'll never be that good with
under
Julius. Yeah,
it seems to be a
that might be changing though. I think if
If he plays with Julius, they look pretty
I think they
decent.
might put him at the center. Although I don't know why they put Toppin at the center. It doesn't really make
It would be the
sense.
other way around.
I know, but I've been seeing people saying he would be playing the center.
I think it's more like positionless 4 and 5.
Yeah.
But I think that with possibly now that you've mentioned it, I think that if you have Alec as trade bait, we could possibly get Brogdon. Or I don't even know who you would compare to Brogdon at that level. Like a good starting one, but not of that.
I mean, like, look, maybe, like, I would say him and Fred VanVleet are, like...
No, I think Brogdon's a little lower down than Fred VanVleet.
Well, I don't know. They're, like, sort of similar.
In the eyes of the league.
They're, like, sort of similar players.
But in the eyes of the league, I think that Brogdon is substantially... Fred VanVleet just, like, signed unbelievable.
I get it. I'm just saying, like, they're sort of similar numbers.
Remember this offseason, I did not want to sign... I did not want to sign Fred VanVleet.
Yeah.
Now, maybe looking back on it...
No. Well, I mean, this offseason was supposed to be I was always against signing big players this offseason. I was with keeping the team.
And we kind of did sign...
We signed other people. Yeah, we can't sign any supers. We can't sign a max player.
We get rid of these guys.
How?
Burks, you just get rid of. You lose 10.
That's what I'm
Noel,
saying.
you have
That's
to
what
get
I'm
rid
saying.
of.
I
You
want to
lose
get. That's
11.
what I'm saying. I want to get rid of them so we can sign these types of players. They will want to come.
So the payroll right now, the bigger guys are Noel at 11, Burks at 10, Julius and Fournier.
Rose.
And Rose and Fournier. Wow.
But we can't get rid of Rose.
And you can't get rid of Fournier.
No, I mean, like, Rose is like, as in, like...
He's good.
Yeah, I mean, if we traded, like, if we really want to go full rebuild, trade Rose, we get multiple first-round picks.
Yes, but I think he's good. He's actually
He's
good.
a culture piece. I wouldn't get rid of him.
And he's shooting. What's his percentage from
It's
three?
very good. But also, part of it is Tibbs would never trade him. But be honest with you, if we're really bad at the end of this year...
We might have to.
Like, no, like, I think Tibbs might be fired.
Really? You think they would do that?
Yes, I do.
I
do.
I don't...
Because this is his fault. It's like the team's not trying. You can see that.
The second unit, the rookies, the young guys are.
Yeah.
Grimes
they
and
play the rookies.
Toppin
They should just play the rookies.
And the second years.
Yeah, I guarantee you.
IQ.
If they had a starting lineup of McBride, IQ, well, I mean, this would be really small ball. But IQ...
Yeah, are you putting OB at the 5 then?
Yeah,
or Grime?
I'm talking about
Jericho
RJ.
Sims.
I'm talking about RJ, man. Like, I mean...
RJ?
No, not at the 5.
What do
but
you
like, I meant, well, it's sort of odd if you think of it like this, but like, you get these 5 players on a court somehow. McBride, Quickly, Grimes, RJ, and
Sims?
Toppin.
And then Sims at 6, man?
I mean, look.
I really like Sims.
If you put those 5 people on the court, they will succeed. Because
all they're doing is effort.
RJ can carry a team, man. I guarantee you he can carry a team if he was the number 1 option. I think he's a 25-point scorer or 23-point scorer. If he's number 1 option on the team.
From 3 this year, Rose is shooting 40.
Yeah, he's been really good. Although he has a horrible stroke, he's good.
It's a horrible stroke, but it goes in.
Yeah,
He's always contested. IQ, you said yesterday,
he only makes contested threes.
And it's true.
Yeah. Okay, now let's think of a trade piece I'm thinking of. So, I haven't really settled on a player, but I know the type of player.
Okay.
Sort of like a struggling player who...
You know who's actually been really struggling this year? Surprisingly, Terrence Ross.
That's not what I'm talking about. I mean like a struggling young player. Like, I don't know, like someone we could take a chance on.
Jonathan Isaac, they wouldn't get rid of him.
No. Oh my God, I'd love that, but no. Well, he
then,
couldn't even play here. There's no way. He's probably
He's
not
unvaccinated?
Yeah, he couldn't even play
And, yeah, I don't think he'd fit in with the media here.
here.
I know, like a young guy who's kind of like...
Okay,
eh.
like, do you know who, like, hasn't... I don't know what's happening with him, but...
I know, wait, can I guess Chris Boucher?
No.
No.
They wouldn't trade him, but someone... Like, the trio of Warriors young players.
Wiseman?
Not Kuminga because they use him, I think. But Moody, they don't use Moody.
They don't use Moody, and I love Wiseman.
But is Wiseman, like, what's wrong
Well,
with
now
him?
they just brought him back from the G League.
Oh, he's active?
Well, he's technically active. I don't know if he's playing, but he's on their roster.
He's not playing?
I think he was in an injury, John.
He was injured.
I'm saying he's back from the G League.
But if he comes back and he doesn't play, that's someone we should be... I would give up a first-round pick for him.
Well, he's a first-round pick.
He was like the second pick 2 years ago.
First pick.
No, it wasn't the first pick. Was he the first
Yes,
pick?
he was.
The Warriors had... Really?
No.
No, he didn't.
He was
He
was the
the
second pick. 2nd pick was... Third was LaMelo, right? Second was Wiseman. And first,
I can't believe I'm not even remembering this.
who was the first? Let's go through bad teams.
Well, who had number one pick?
Oh, Anthony Edwards.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
he's awesome.
He's awesome, and so is LaMelo.
Yeah, I mean, no
He's
one's
averaging
as awesome.
20.
I mean, Anthony Edwards is a star.
He's funny.
Yeah, he's a star. Like he is someone like if he was in New
the
York,
Knicks.
if he was in the New York market, he could be one of the most marketed players of all time. He's an amazing player.
That Minnesota team is loaded.
They are loaded.
Karl Anthony Towns, D'Angelo. I trade for D'Angelo. Anthony Edwards. They have all these young guys.
Could you imagine? Like I don't even know what their issue. Aren't they like still bad this year?
Yeah, they're bad. How?
Well, they should trade Cat by now.
Would you get Cat? Well, I'd like Cat, but I'm not giving up.
No. I honestly, I'd rather have Bradley Beal, but he's not vaccinated.
You can't compare those people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want a center. I don't want a good center.
But that's a good center option who could shoot.
But
I disagree.
He can't. I don't think a good center these days.
We need a point guard.
Yes, I honestly, to be honest with you, I don't think a great center, the best player on team who's a center, can win a championship in this day and age. I don't think it's possible.
The differential there is that let's take the Bulls, for example. They have a good player at every position, and center is also one of their high positions. There's really not a team that has a good position everywhere, including center. Like the Nuggets really just have a center.
I feel like the Sixers are like a pretty good team with everybody.
Yeah.
They're like the deepest
That's
team
a good
in the
example.
league. Yeah, I mean, when Ben Simmons is,
So who are you thinking of? Just those Warriors guys?
Like that's about. They would never trade him, but like a struggling young player who we could take for their potential, like Markelle Fultz.
But he's not struggling. He's playing real well.
He's playing.
Well, no, I mean he was playing.
Okay, well he's injured. That's the point. I was reading this the other day. Where is he gonna play? They already have 2 point guards.
Yeah, he's not going to play.
They should trade him. But also, what was I thinking? Like Ben Simmons. Like I mean, it depends.
I'd trade for Ben Simmons, but he's like Julius Randle, but small. But
they couldn't be on the same team. They couldn't be. On the same
they're like the same player.
It had to be a 3-way deal. Hey, that couldn't happen.
You know who I would actually...
Although when Ben Simmons is the best player on a team, he's good.
Have you, besides LSU, what other team has he been
he played a lot when Embiid was hurt.
That season?
There was one season.
Yeah.
Because it was like, Joel's third season, he like barely played, and it was Ben's second season. But also,
yes.
I just one thing about Joel and his injuries. I read a tweet from Stan Van Gundy. I don't know if you saw this about Zion. Zion's played three times
as more than Joel did in his first 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And Zion he's going to be still out more 4 weeks than
Yeah. I said this when he came into the league. Although I thought it was possibly a blessing in disguise we didn't get him.
It has been technically.
RJ's technically been better than him.
We've seen many more games out of RJ.
Yeah, and he's been, pretty good. Imagine if we got John Morant though. Or Tyler Hero. I'm joking. I remember people seriously thought that.
That they think that still. It's so stupid. RJ's good. He's not on the top 100 not on the top 25.
That's because Tyler Hero's on a better team.
No, he wasn't technically last.
And Tyler Hero has better. Like Tyler Hero has like the potential.
RJ has the potential.
No,
that's not even biased.
He hasn't shown it at all.
He has shown it since.
How many 30-point games do you have? Like 3? Tyler Hero must have like 8 at this point.
But Tyler Hero just shoots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He scores.
Yeah.
How do you win games?
Technical fouls.
I'm not saying that he's better. I'm just saying like I see why people think that.
So. You good?
Why are you looking at me?
Because I hear some. New mics, John.
I know they're good. Yeah. I'm just testing them out.
Make sure they're all good.
Yeah.
So, for the Knicks in the second half, now it's almost the second half of the season.
Well, you really think of it as the All-Star break, so February.
So, in the next, 3/4 of the season, what in your eyes could they do?
If everyone comes back from COVID, I think the team can turn around at any moment. I think that's a genuine.
You got to get to 500 at least.
Like if they, I my feelings about this, William. I'd rather
get a good pick.
I'd rather be horrible than be 41-41. I don't want to get obliterated by some 8 seed. Although I'm gonna be honest with you, if we're like
The teams are not good in the East.
what I'm gonna say. I don't think any team wants to face us in the playoffs compared to these other bad teams.
Yeah, especially if we make the 7th, 8th, or even 9th seed in the play-in.
I think there's probably I think there's like a solid chance you probably get into like the 8 to 10 range.
You're right. I agree.
Yeah, I think that's probably a solid possibility.
And the other possibility is that we just keep going at this pace. And
And then we fall into oblivion, and then Tom Thibodeau gets fired. I'll be calling for his head.
Excuse me?
I'll be calling first. I would want him to be fired if we continue with this.
If we continue...
Tell me one team he's ever been good with at a championship level. He's never done it. That is the one thing I said.
The Boston Celtics.
Stop.
The Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics.
That's the one thing I said when we hired him. There's probably proof of this somewhere. He has never led a team to a championship.
Yeah, that's true. It's not
And
proof.
he's good at culture building. He's good at program building.
Program.
It's program. That's how the CFP coaches say it. Program. That's how Nick Saban says it.
Oh, that's just Nick Saban.
That's how every Southern coach says it.
Program.
Now Brian Kelly says it.
Where's Coach O going?
Coach O's not going anywhere.
Go Tigers.
Yeah, but that's not the point of this episode. But I really hope. But like, partially it's his fault.
It is his fault.
He has
especially
to,
that
he has to galvanize.
He has to understand that Julius. You got to play these young guys.
No, that's not the point.
It is the point.
The effort. It's the effort.
They don't look like they're. He's giving more effort than they are sometimes.
Who?
Tibbs. He's
Okay.
yelling more than they're performing.
Okay, that's not the point. That's not it. He's got to make them try. He's got to make them try. After, like, last year, we outworked people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was
Our
why
defense.
we won.
Oh, man.
That's defense in the NBA.
Our defense is trash
If
this
you
year.
run...
Our defense is horrible.
I know, it's horrible because we have no effort.
The effort's not there.
It's not there. Ooh, I like how I picked that up. Motorcycles.
It didn't actually pick it up.
Huh?
It didn't pick it up.
Oh, well, I heard it. Maybe it didn't. But whatever, basketball.
Yeah, so, well, the Knicks gotta pick it up, and if they don't, you think that Tibbs is gone.
I don't think he'll get fired, but I would do that because if we don't play good defense, isn't that what we brought him here for?
That is what we brought him here for.
And he won that,
Coach of the year.
which was just like not. I don't think he deserved that.
I think he deserved it.
Well, I mean, I think it was a great performance, but Quinn Snyder was clearly.
So Knicks got to pick it up, and if they don't,
Wait, don't tell me you weren't shocked when he won it.
no, I wasn't shocked.
Oh, I was totally shocked.
Well, he didn't win the Coach's Coach of the Year award. He won the Coach of the Year.
I know.
Quinn won the Coach's
I
Coach.
know. Which one's more important?
I would assume the Coach's Coach of the Year.
No, the NBA doesn't give that one out. Which one has a real award?
Well, no, it's Tom.
Yeah,
the one
Tom's
that
the real. Tom's
the real one. Yeah, I'm
no.
saying, but the more important one, I think, gives reflection on what the coaches think.
I know. Yeah.
So, John, want to take us out? What do you think?
No, I want you to take us out.
Sure. So, Nick's got to pick it up. If they don't, he thinks that Tom's gone.
I do not think that he's gone.
He would like Tom to be gone.
Yes.
The rookies have played really well
Yes,
this
they
year.
have.
Grimes. Oh, we didn't even talk. Sorry about this. We didn't even talk about Kevin Knox.
Yeah, he's played well, but
Now he's on COVID.
I'd trade him.
I'd trade him too, but recently he's
value's
looked
high.
good. He'd look really well. Jericho in his limited action. You have all these nice young players topping. Julius has to pick
Play
it up.
them all. That's more entertaining than watching
play 'em all.
Julius
I agree.
Beyblade.
Go the whole rotation. I'd love to see.
Well, Julius is untradeable. So.
I'd like to see everybody out there. So Tom, stop being selfish and get these guys playing. And with that, we're going to be at the Ranger game. We'll post some Sia stuff on our story. John, excited.
I'm very excited.
I'm looking forward to it.
Great.
And with that,
Oh, and leaving at 5:30 for a 7 o'clock game, but that's okay.
and with that, as they say at the Garden, will you please rise and remove your cap? We'll see you in the next one. Stay safe.